There are thousands of DOS games. Most of them are terrible. I play one selected at random with a 20-minute time limit and record it live. This is the result. Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to a Merit Studios game and another random DOS game show. We have smoke, we have atmosphere, and we have some nice music. What is this? It's a DigiFX Interactive logo. We will eventually get to the game, but not quite yet. And of course, because this is episode 666, we're heading to Harvest. Population 51. Complete with cows, though I don't think they count the cows in the populace. Some ominous swinging picketed fences, empty schools. Something has gone wrong here. And somehow the sound of children playing feels ominous. Possibly due to the ominous music playing in the background. Yes, this is suitably occult. All these random candles. And look, a random hole in the floor. It's always a good idea to go round and into random holes, as evidenced by the body. This is very cinematic. I'm getting Phantasmagoria vibes. This is Harvester. And I shall skip on, and we'll head into a wait screen. Harvester gameplay tips. After finding required items during the day, night will be the time of mischievous adventure. So there's a day-night cycle. Okay. Double click on the left mouse button on an exit to go through instantly. Alright, so you don't have to worry about taking time and stuff. That's good. Okay. Use the right mouse button to attack an opponent. Okay. We're in, and this is a point-and-click adventure game. Let's examine the record player. Paper Doll by the Mills Brothers sits on the turntable. Okay. Can we walk? Yes. He's got that whole FMV thing going on, sort of like in Noctropolis. There's some nice birds tweeting. The mattress is speckled with odd stains. That's too much information. Let's have a look at the chair. A cheap folding chair, such as you find at swap meets, bingo parlours, and other religious gatherings. Ah. Obviously, some fat high school girl left it there. Is that true of all clarinet players? That's not a thing I would know. Let's have a look at the bookshelf. A handful of faded hardbacks litter the lower shelf. One of your typical wall clocks, and this is something you do in point-and-click adventure games with your environment. You would look at absolutely everything. A 1/48th scale B-47 Thunderbolt with a broken propeller. And this one? A hastily glued P-51 Mustang in exact 1/36 scale. How does he know the exact scale? Are they his planes? A pair of plastic binoculars with the lenses melted to the table. Ugh. An empty acne medicine container. So this guy has a stained bed and acne medicine. This is going well. A photo of a beautiful girl, blonde, about 17 years old. So this isn't his room. Clearly he's staying here. And we appear to only have the ability to walk or examine. But the cursor is contextually sensitive, so when you hover over things, it changes. The dresser drawer is unlocked. Oh, that allows us to open it. Oh. Chew marks are visible on the end of this ballpoint pen. We'll take that. So you double click to take things. A 25-cent piece dated 1952. I'll take that. Don't know what they are, but the game seems to insinuate they're nothing of value. As of yet, the future isn't so bright. Oh, tell me about it, Harvester. Tell me about it. My future's okay, I guess. So, in order to leave, you don't click away. You actually hit the exit button. So, can we pick up the chair? No. I think the double click was just for stuff that you can interact with. Like the drawer. Then you go closer and you pick stuff up. So, you peer through a thin layer of dust at your reflection. Okay. 7 flannel shirts, accompanied by matching blue jeans, are hanging neatly in the closet. Okay. An empty trash can so clean you could eat from it. Okay, let's leave this room and see what's going on outside in the town of Harvest. Hey!
What?
Oh wow. So there are our options. Who are you? Who am I? Where am I? Let's start with, who am
A
I?
lousy rat. And you better be quiet or you'll wake Daddy up.
Okay. So we don't know who we are. We're suffering from some sort of amnesia, and we've woken up in the town of Harvest, population 51, and we know very little about what's going on. At the risk of provoking something, who's Daddy?
Your dad is asleep?
He and Mom went at it last night pretty hard.
Oh, lovely.
He stayed in bed. I saw what she did to him. It was pretty bad.
What did she...
No.
Like you don't know. I saw you and her on the couch last Wednesday night. Guess that's why she's grounded now. Huh?
Oh, no.
Too bad you wouldn't pay me and I had to tell. Huh?
What are you talking about? What girl?
What? Is there another one too? Wait till I tell.
I don't know what you're talking about, small child.
I don't know what girl you're talking about.
Precisely.
All summer, it's been Stephanie this and Stephanie that. And now you don't remember? You think I'm dumb or something?
No, I just can't remember anything, like I said.
Well, you better remember quick, 'cause the wedding's in 2 weeks.
What?
Leave me alone so I can watch TV.
Right, so we appear to be this small child's brother, but we don't know, or maybe babysitter or something. I'm not sure.
That's a weird looking television. Come to think of it, this whole place looks totally retro.
What do you mean retro? All TVs look alike.
Sure, basically. But this is one old-fashioned clunker.
Old-fashioned? It's brand new.
Yeah, but look at the tube. Where's the remote control?
What's that?
Now that I think about it, I can't remember.
Oh.
And what was that you said about retro rockets?
No, retro. It means... Oh man, I know what I mean. That everything here is wrong. But I can't picture the difference.
Then shut up and quit bugging me. I'm watching my cowboy show.
So this reminds me of a sort of warped 50s Americana. You know, the TV shows that they would watch back then that depicted beautiful houses, happy families, and tight-knit communities. This feels like a deliberate subversion of that. And this guy, who we are, the protagonist, appears to come from a time of remote controls. So that would put him a little later, by a few decades.
Have you noticed that your show is in black and white?
What else? Color? On a TV?
Well, I think I've seen a color television before.
Have not. Quit it or I'm gonna tell.
Hey, look at that. Your mother lets you watch this stuff?
Sure. This is part of history. What made America great. And besides, blood and guts are neater.
Well, as a fan of Gunsmoke, I have to say, you're absolutely right. That is really neat.
I'm glad you're catching on, Steve. You're not too bad for a lousy rat.
Have you noticed that your show is in black and white?
Oh, we've had this conversation. But we do have the ability to skip through. So that's good. Okay, small child.
Good. Finally.
Thank you for that information. And this was something that point-and-click adventure games did very well. They had interactions with characters to help set the scene. It wasn't all just about the atmosphere. So let's have a look at the clock. A pendulum-driven cuckoo clock, with the cuckoo oddly absent. Then why did it make that noise if there's no cuckoo? Oh, this place is freaking me out, man. No cuckoo? Examine the master bedroom. The master bedroom door is firmly locked. Right. A stunning depiction of the earth. Okay. I guess we could go into the kitchen. Let's have a look in the kitchen. Look at that 50s style kitchen. Fantastic. Now, we could wake the baby, but we've already had a conversation with one child. So, cookies are baking in the oven. Oh, good, good. I'm glad. Let's see. Let's talk to the mother.
Well, hello there. How about some cookies? There's plenty of rejects in the trash.
Who are you?
That's a fine way to talk to your mother.
You're my mother?
That's right. Though sometimes I get treated like the hired help around here.
I don't remember you.
Of course you don't. Until you need your socks washed.
No, you don't understand. I can't remember where I am or even who I am.
Land's sake, stop your joshing, won't you? Honestly, Steve, I thought you'd grow up a little after graduation. I only hope that new job will plant your feet on the ground.
So that's my name. Steve.
Your name will be M.U.D. Mud if you don't stop teasing me, young man.
Listen, this may sound strange, but I've lost my memory. Do you believe me?
Well, you always were a kidder, Steve.
I'm serious.
Sure, and next you'll be telling me you don't remember Hank and your little sister.
Wow, there's a lot of options. But I have noticed we can hit the other and type in stuff. So let's type, not cookies, cookies is an option. Baby.
Stop speaking nonsense, dear.
Oh. So it's very sensitive. You can't just ask about 1,000,001 things. Because it's a voice, they only had a limited number of lines.
When did I graduate?
4 months ago, as if you could forget that.
What college?
College? A high school diploma is all you need to get a job. And besides, you can't marry Stephanie if you're going to waste your time going to college. 18 years old and you're just now getting your first job. It's a disgrace, but better late than never. I guess we can thank Stephanie for that.
And just who is Stephanie?
Don't you dare toy with that sweet girl. If you start in on her with all this amnesia poop, she'll think her fiancé is having second thoughts about the wedding.
Look, all this talk about weddings is nuts. I'm not marrying anybody till I figure out what's going on here.
First the heartbreak of psoriasis, and now this. 2 weeks before the wedding and you're backing out. Whatever will the neighbors think?
I can't marry someone I don't even know.
Fine, have it your way, but leave me out of it. If you're going to break Stephanie's heart, you march right next door and do it yourself. And don't expect me to write you a note.
We'll leave it there with the conversation.
Don't forget to put the papers out for Jimmy. You know how he gets.
Papers. Can we take the cookies? What about the cookies in the trash? So she's put some cookies there, and she's put some cast-offs in the trash, and she's invited me to eat the cast-offs from the trash. But sadly, the game does not allow me to eat the cast-offs from the trash. So let's proceed further. I mean, we could go into the cabinet and have a look there, but I want to see more of this world. Oh, are we meant to pick up the newspaper? Whoops. No. We have to get the newspaper. She said about the newspaper, right? There we go. We've picked up the newspaper. We'll access the inventory now as well. Let's see. Newspaper. Use newspaper on Jimmy James.
Hey, Steve, I'm Jimmy James. Remember me?
No.
I guess not.
Hey, Steve, You've been doing a swell job putting the paper out in the morning. You just keep doing that and we won't have any problems. That's not much to ask, is it?
So, we did the right thing. We gave Jimmy James the paper, but it was kind of passive-aggressive there from Jimmy James, saying we won't have a problem. The Day Glow Lima space disc stuck on the roof. Let's talk a little more to Jimmy James, shall we?
See you later, alligator.
Very insightful, Jimmy. It's full of junk mail, bills, and bake sale flyers. There's an air conditioner. An army surplus air conditioner. Right. Let's head this way then. I'm just trying to see more of the world of Harvest. Oh, right. It's got a top-down... It came from the desert-style fast travel system. You can actually see all of Harvest, and it's mouse-controlled, step-based. You can just go wherever you please. So let's go to the Johnson residence, which is next door, which is what they suggested. There's Mr. Johnson.
Hello, Steve. How's the husband-to-be?
Whoa.
Other than having no memory, I guess I'm all right.
All right.
Look at that
You
face.
should be ecstatic, considering what you're getting into, if you haven't gotten into it already.
I know what he's talking about.
Speaking of which, I heard Stephanie was grounded. Her daddy's worried about getting his meat. Though if I were him, I'd be more concerned about Stephanie getting some meat.
Oh, Mr. Johnson.
Right. And you are...
You always were a kidder, Steve. I'm Mr. Johnson, remember? Glad you stopped by. Just got finished waxing the tucker. I could use a little relaxation,
Is that a euphemism?
but since Edna's not here, I might as well talk to you.
If you must. Okay, I'm going to ask about Stephanie, not Tucker.
Speaking of Stephanie, I still haven't gotten an invitation to the wedding yet.
I don't have anything to do with that.
That's okay. Personally, I'd prefer a pass to the honeymoon. You could use the back seat of my Tucker for
The Tucker's a type of
maiden
car.
voyage.
Right, good.
Plenty big. Believe you me. I'd drive you around. And I wouldn't look in the back seat. I guarantee it. Though if you'd like to come up front and take the wheel a while, I wouldn't say nay.
This guy is a creep. Okay. We're not going to ask you about your Tucker.
Bye now.
Sorry. Let's see. There it is. During the day, Mr. Johnson keeps watch over his precious 48 Tucker. Doesn't appear to be away. Mr. Johnson erected an impenetrable fortress to protect his Tucker during the night, so he really cares about this car. Doesn't appear to be a way to get into this house, so... Goodbye, Mr. Johnson. That was, rather unfortunate. So that's my house, and it's... Oh, an abandoned house. That's a good idea. Let's go there. The old car is the perfect nesting ground for wasps. Can't just wander up and touch it. The overhang is also a perfect nesting ground for wasps. Any other? The attic window is a perfect nesting ground for wasps. Oh dear. I have a bad feeling about this house. I hate wasps, and there's a lot of wasps. Well, that was certainly something. Let's see where else we can go. The cemetery, we could go there at night. The mortuary, the fire station, the police station. Let's go to Edna's Diner. Open 24 hours. Let's see who's inside. There is Karen, who is playing with something. I don't know. And there's Edna herself.
Oh, Steve, what are you doing sneaking up on me like that? God, for a second I thought you were Mr. Johnson.
Good old Mr. Johnson.
What would you like to order?
Okay, you know me, who are you? Steve, you're not very good at pretending that you don't have amnesia. I would have enjoyed that being a playthrough, you know?
Well, you're in Edna's Diner. That ought to be your first clue.
I thought this was DNA's diner.
Very funny. If certain customers would stop pretending to have amnesia and order some food, maybe I could afford to get that sign fixed. Might even be able to buy enough extra letters to spell Fitzpatrick.
I'm not pretending.
Now, Steve, faking amnesia won't help anything.
Look at the face.
If you don't want to marry Stephanie, then don't. But don't play sick, for heaven's sake. I'd expect that from Karen, not an 18-year-old.
So we're Steve, we're 18 years old, and we're in this small town of Harvest, set to be married. As a parting gesture, let's talk about Mr. Johnson.
Mr. Johnson has a liking for me.
He has a liking for a lot of
Call
ladies.
it a crush, but that's too innocent a word. He's a bitter man with too much time on his hands.
But he's got a neat car.
He's never gotten over being rejected by the lodge. And there's something
The
unwholesome
lodge.
in the way he looks at me. I'm always glad when the sheriff comes in every day at noon.
Okay, I'll leave it there because it's breezed past the 20-minute time limit like nothing. And honestly, I really enjoyed my time with Harvester because I know exactly what sort of game it is. It takes the 1950s idyllic America and it gives it a horror bent. You can tell with all this ominous talk about the lodge, with the abandoned house, the ability to go both to a cemetery and a mortuary, all this sort of inference is there just on the surface where you can look and you can sort of see, right, there's something not okay here. And the fact that they're not willing to sort of look away from the seedier elements, like having Mr. Johnson just sitting there, and it feels like something out of a Stephen King novel. And I suspect, based on what I know of Harvester, that things will get absolutely gruesome. There will be a degree of psychological torment involved, especially around Steve's amnesia. This was a fun, mid-90s FMV point-and-click adventure game, and I'd recommend it to horror fans. I really enjoyed the atmosphere, the voice acting was solid, I enjoyed the little photorealistic portraits that we've got here, and overall, it's a big thumbs up for Harvester. And I remember one of my subscribers saying, you need to play Harvester for episode 666, and I did, and it was good fun. And if you want to be my subscriber, I have hundreds more videos just like this one. Feel free to take a look, and if you like what you see, you know what to do. And if you like me even more than that, and could survive a night in the deadly town of Harvest, then you're probably one of my very clever patrons. Who wouldn't get suckered into cults? So yeah, this was good fun. Highly recommended. Until next time.